This classic episode of the Electric Playground is brought to you by PNP Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support Electric Playground. Remember, this episode first aired in 1999.
Favorite PC game? No, not Quake. I'm talking about Half-Life!
Medic!
I am here with the Half-Life team who've gained overnight popularity with their game Half-Life. When I installed this game, I was just blown away by the fact that it really felt like the first interactive movie that I've ever seen in a game. It was just amazing. Was that your original goal with the game?
Yeah, we wanted to do something that pulled you right in and never let you get out for a moment. The only way you're going to get out of that world is to say, I've got to stop.
The multiplayer aspect of Half-Life has had a huge impact on the gaming community. How do you feel about some of the competition that's coming out for you guys, like Unreal Tournament and Quake 3?
Quake 3 Arena is going to be very popular with sort of the professional player. I think we're going after something that we think will have broader appeal.
Let's talk a little bit about Team Fortress. Maybe give us some background on Team Fortress, what exactly it is.
With Team Fortress, we're trying to answer the question of how, if Half-Life was a big step forward for the single-player action game, what is it that we can do to make multiplayer a lot better? And the things that we've concluded when we watch people play and we talk to them is that they really like the social element. That just running around and being in a shooting gallery isn't nearly as much fun as working with your friends, being part of a team, having to cooperate in order to meet your goals.
Gabe, in retrospect, is there anything that you would have changed in the development of Half-Life?
The product was about a year late, and it was at the point that it was originally supposed to ship that morale was probably lowest in the office. The schedule, rather than the product, where we had our greatest disappointments.
You've received so much critical acclaim for this game. It's gotten votes to be best game of the year all across the board.
We're going to be seeing these guys a lot tonight. Half-Life, Valve Software.
How does that make you guys feel?
Well, the last time Sierra checked, we'd won around 35 Game of the Year awards.
35?
From all over the world, and we had no idea that it was going to be this successful when we started work on it.
I suppose you've had a few big parties then to celebrate.
After we shipped, we took everybody down to Mexico and had way too much tequila.
Can I come work for you?
You have to ask Mike.
Mike?
Oh yeah, sure.
I got that on camera, right?
Again? Hi, I'm Paul. Friends call me Paulie B. And I've been Lord D's maintenance guy for the past 2.5 years. Yeah, got another call about the washing machine today. You never believe the stuff I pull out of there. Health power-ups in the pockets again. I'm telling you, I'm finding things like this constantly. I keep telling him, it's gonna block up your whole system, back the whole thing up. And the blood, it's been every day with the blood.
Over 2.5 million units sold in Japan on opening day. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new record. Final Fantasy VIII. I am here at Squaresoft with two very important people. Would you please introduce yourselves?
I am Takashi Tokita.
I'm Shinji Hashimoto.
Let me first ask you, what was most challenging working on Final Fantasy VIII?
With Final Fantasy VII, many fans told us they wanted to have the interactive and movie parts melded together and made seamless. In Final Fantasy VIII, we were able to do this.
It was a huge launch in Japan. Tell us about it.
Well, sold 2.5 million copies the first day, which I think set a new record.
2.5 million copies. How much money is that?
You guys feel you've maxed out the power of the PlayStation?
I believe that we used up close to 90 to 95%. And actually, when we designed 8, even Sony people were so surprised that we made certain things possible.
Do you guys get a lot of fan mail over there in the office from players writing in and giving you maybe hints on how to do the next game? And
Game players are always giving us extremely positive advice. Like, for example, if I were you, I would do it XYZ. It's not like you just sit and watch the game, you actually have to play it. So we listen to game players' ideas and suggestions on how to improve it because they give us great hints.
So tell us the story a little bit about Final Fantasy VIII. What's the background on that one?
More of a love story than 7 was.
Really?
Yeah, it's very, it's got a lot of female characters, a lot of relationship issues.
So a little bit more mature than the first game.
Yeah, it is.
If you're a good game player, you can finish in 60 to 70 hours. And if you're a novice player, I really think you need a strategy guide.
when can we expect a Final Fantasy movie?
2001年。The movie will be released in 2001.
2001, we have a Final Fantasy movie.
How is the PC version going to be different than the PlayStation?
PC version is going to be porting like we did for 7, straight from PlayStation to PC. So it is going to be basically the same games. If you have a graphic card accelerators, your gameplay will have a higher quality graphic PC. And we still studying whether we can, make it available on DVD or not. If it is going to be on DVD, it's going to be just one DVD. So it's much better than having 4 or 5 CDs.
We're here at the Electronics Boutique in the Stonestown Galleria in San Francisco, California. So can you tell us what you're buying here?
Need you ask?
So you're holding a special pre-launch for Final Fantasy VIII today?
That is correct, with the help of Squaresoft. And we were able to get a 3 o'clock launch, which is the earliest launch in the United States. And we intend to be at 100,000 copy unit of last year.
Around the world, we hope to achieve close to 7 million.
What is your personal favorite part of Final Fantasy VIII?
There's a dancing scene between Squall and Renoa towards the end of the game. I have to say I think this is the most memorable scene in Final Fantasy VIII.
They released the PlayStation 2 specs and they had that running in real time. You guys didn't sleep much then, did you?
How does it feel to be the president of the company releasing Final Fantasy VIII?
I'm exhausted.
Go see World Driver. Of course, I'm an excellent driver. With Vic, except my main man Vic, VIC Vic. See Boss Studios. An excellent driver.
Hey, I'm Victor Lucas. I'm here at Redmond, Washington for Electric Playground. I'm standing with Todd and Rob and with Colin Gordon. I'm at Boss Games. We're here to talk about World Driver Championship for Nintendo 64. Is it a sequel to Top Gear Rally? What's this game about?
We come off Rally. Everybody's excited with that. It did real well for us. But we wanted to give the consumer something different. We wanted to give you a packed feeling so that you're racing against 7 other cars on screen at once, and really, making it more of a race as opposed to just a kind of beat the clock thing. Different engine, Rob and the guys we worked with technology. It's a whole new experience.
We have a completely new graphics engine. Physics engine is completely different. It's based loosely on some of the stuff in Top Gear Rally, but beyond that, we started with a blank sheet of paper.
We're going all over the world.
Yep.
Where are we going?
You go to Lesgetz, France, which is like a type of mountain, type snow town.
Lesgetz.
This
is fun saying that.
You go to Hawaii. Place in Hawaii. You go to Las Vegas. You go to Zurich and to Rome. You also go to New Zealand. And we have a Black Forest track that is more a racing type track. And you also go to Sydney and Kyoto.
Cool.
And the environments were meant to not be just affect the car and all, but it's mainly affect your driving style. So the nighttime tracks are a little harder to see. You might lose your line of vision a little more. The sunset tracks with the lens flares and the morning tracks with the lens flares are meant to blind you. They did that on purpose. So it's like we're trying to make the environment affect you more than just slippery road and wet tires and just intense fog.
Cool.
So that's what we try to make it a little different that way too.
Run through some of the different vehicles that you might be able to get in this game.
Here's the Ellipse Stallion, Rage 512, Yolan Swift, Reed's Manta, and Ram Venom. The other nice thing is you can also flip the colors in the cars.
What's the best car?
In terms of speed, it's called the Mystique. It's also the hardest car to drive. It ends up, you're just fighting it constantly to try and keep it in a straight line. So you end up, so you end up pumping the gas to try and keep it under control, get it over 100, at which point the aerodynamics kick in, and you can actually steer it properly.
So I love the night courses. How did you guys go about getting all of the proper light sourcing and all that stuff in there.
I think everybody likes them because they're so dramatic,
Mhm.
you know, and also they affect the car.
Yeah.
And their reflection maps change in the tunnels they animate, so you get a realistic type feel on the night tracks.
They're drivable as well. Some of the other racing games I've played in the night courses, and you just can't see where you're going at all.
Well, we were kind of like that when we started off. It was really dark, but we did lighten up and put more lights around each track on the edges and all, and then we give them some kind of, you know, reason for being there, like light poles and all that.
Another hairpin turn right here. Oh, not so well taken by Colin.
I was okay. Try cut the inside.
Make the corner.
Oh, it's going to be a tight to a close finish. Lots of scraping, lots of banging. Thanks a lot, guys. I think you guys should probably just continue on and start putting some money down on this thing.
The two-digit date code written in the 1960s has doomed us. With the year 2000 quickly approaching, it is time to prepare ourselves.
Maybe a software bug or a glitch at best. I think you're overreacting.
All of the world's artillery will detonate at once. Fast food ice cream machines will fail to deliver. The stock market will crash. It will be martial law. But I digress. Okay, catch you tomorrow. Bye!
Okay, bye. Phew, that guy is shook. You don't buy into the whole Y2K mass hysteria, do you? You know, the idea that the formatting and storage of digital calendar data will somehow create a bug that will undo the world New Year's Eve 1999. Completely ridiculous. Hey, you still going to the grocery store later? Yeah, maybe like an extra can or two of soup and some batteries?
Imagine a company that could create a computer chip that would transform your video games into the third dimension.
Oh, cool! Greg Ballard, the CEO of 3D Effects. How's it going? Hey, I want to ask you a few questions. You think we can go somewhere where we can talk, where I can hear you, where we can talk? Yeah. Come on, this way. I got a great place.
Cool, well, here we go. At least we can hear ourselves think out here. Let me ask you this whole merger with STB, what's that all about?
Well, I guess the basic reason why we did that was because we really wanted to control our own destiny. We had a lot of fine customers, Diamond, Creative, DMO, STB, but one of the problems that we had was that we weren't really in charge of how we were pricing the product, how it was being presented to the consumer, how it was being branded, even how it was positioned in the marketplace.
So I'm here with Greg Ballard, and we're at E3. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
What are you guys doing at E3 this year?
Well, we're focusing on Voodoo 3 3500 TV, which is the best 3D and 2D in the world.
Sounds spiffy.
Video that you can imagine. It is spiffy.
You guys got a new logo.
We did. As a matter of fact, it's all around us.
Yeah, it's like everywhere.
It reflects
3D effects everywhere.
We just did a very large merger. A new company emerged from that. We're now controlling our own logo. So when you go into a retail store, you look for our logo, nobody else's.
Why do you think gamers need a product like this?
Well, I think it's the avid gamer that wants a product like this. They want to have the best 3D. That's a given. And this has a 183 megahertz part in it. It is the fastest part on Earth, no questions asked. But they also like to have a lot of the TV capabilities that we have. A TV tuner, so you can watch TV on your computer.
They can watch the Electric Playground.
They can. In fact, I'm sure they will. And you can also record it for playback later.
So you can watch this interview over and over again.
Over and over and over again, and I'm sure people will be doing that.
What do you think the whole future of 3D onboards, where is it going? Do you think it's here to stay? Games like Redline are 3D effects only games. Is that the future, or?
Well, I think you're always going to see some 3D effects only games. You're going to see some games that are on D3D, which is the more general API, and OpenGL. And I think one of the things for consumers to realize is that the only really safe bet, because the only company that actually plays all of the APIs, all of the games, is 3D effects.
What's your favorite game?
It would probably be any one of a number of Electronic Arts sports titles.
EA Sports to the game.
Well, thanks for taking the time, Greg. Good luck.
Always good to see you.
Awesome.
Take care.
Here comes the new boxing game for Midway called Let's Get Ready to Rumble!
Now, tell me a little bit about this game. This thing looks way more fun than any boxing game I've ever seen before.
Let's get ready to rumble! What was the hardest part about doing this game?
Working with these guys.
How many programmers were on this game?
3.
3 programmers, okay. And what was your main deal during the whole thing, besides staying up nights?
I spent a lot of time focusing on
looks.
breast jiggling, really.
Look at this. This is quality breast jiggling at its finest.
I'm sorry, but I must thrash you now.
The greatest thing in this game is some of the knockdowns, right? They're like, oh, you know, were you drunk when you did the motion captures? What?
We actually had a stunt guy, Miguel Vargas. He came in and did all the knockdowns for us. He's an excellent athlete and just he was all over the place. It was wild.
Tell me about some of the moves in this game. What makes it different than all the other boxing games that are out there?
Well, with Midway's Ready to Rumble, we did a little bit of over the top, you know? It's not just straight boxing, but you can do crazy things. We got guys, different nationalities from different countries, and they can do a whole bunch of different moves, like kind of karate or kung fu moves, or you just do like these crazy spin moves, uppercuts, kind of like a really good fighting game, you know?
Tell me about some of the secrets in the game. I know as programmer, you must have put something in there. Tell me something. Is there a nude code? Come on, we're on national television. People are gonna go out and buy this game because of the next few words out of your mouth. Give me one. Give me something. Don't have to tell us how it's done, but something that people can actually go hunting for tonight.
Try playing it on a holiday.
Okay, let me explain this to him because he ain't gonna tell us. Basically, if you play this thing on a holiday, like I'm guessing like, let's say Christmas, for example, some of the guys are gonna be wearing like Santa outfits or maybe even a Santa character. Am I assuming this is to be correct? Right, okay.
Give me some of the character names.
We got Jet Iron Chin.
Beast, Jet Iron Chin.
Butcher Brown from Huntersville, Alabama.
Only a fool get in the ring with me.
Afro Thunder, who's got the big giant afro. He's one of the more popular characters.
So far, he's the hit of the show, actually.
Afro Thunder?
Yeah, he's got a little thing on his belt that says, call the doctor.
Thunder.
It's time to dance! It's time to dance!
Okay, let's speak to this guy here. I need some lines.
Hey, everybody out there! It's time to dance! It's time to dance! Somebody better call the doctor!
That's the line. That's the line I was waiting for. You were one of the characters' voices in the game too, right?
Voice and I'm Bruce Blade.
This guy here. Look, make the face. Right.
I need my headgear. She didn't know he's bald.
Right. No, that's why he's got headgear on.
I'm Jet Iron Chain again.
Okay. And bust out a line. That's pretty good. See you later. Check it out. Ready to Rumble. Yeah. Cool. Okay, should we start recording now?
Hi everybody, this is Michael Buffer and I'm always ready to rumble on Electric Playground. We'll be right back after this.
Lee here with a few reasons why you should be shopping at P&P Games. The selection, everything from retro favorites to contemporary hits. The shipping, free on orders of $65 Canadian or more within Canada and the USA, and we also ship overseas. The stickers, when you spend $65 or more, you get a limited edition sticker based on our silly nonsense. Locals can check out our retail stores in Winnipeg, but for everyone else, we're at pnpgamesonline.com. Support us as we support the Electric Playground Classic. Play forever. No, that's a good sticker.
I want the biggest dessert thing you have.
Chocolate Mondo pie.
Chocolate Mondo pie.
We're here for dinner. You're going to start with dessert.
That's what, dessert is the best part of the meal, right? Am I right? And everybody orders this last. They're always too full. They can't have the dessert.
You're going to start with dessert.
You order the dessert first.
Speaking of Chocolate Mondo Humongo Mile High Pie, what did you think of Jet Moto 3 for the Sony PlayStation?
This version, the music's great.
Music's awesome.
The tracks are
Cool.
They look amazing.
Very cool.
My problem is that the game is almost too fast. I'm turbo boosting, I'm going off the track.
Here's the
I mean, am I
wine
going
meter.
left?
The wine meter's going, the needle's going over to the heavy winding.
Oh, it's crazy, man.
The tracks are much better defined.
They look better, but they don't play better.
And actually, the animation of the vehicles looks a lot better. The riders look really cool. They're leaning off the bikes and tilting left and right when they want
The game's almost too fast. Slow the
I
stuff
like it.
down.
I like it.
I mean, you're whipping around and you have no idea where you are. There's this little yellow arrow on the top of the screen.
You have to follow that.
You pretty much have to follow that because you're whipping every which way, and the arrow's like going crazy.
Well, I'll tell you something. The two-player game is impossible. You're basically just tolerating the game if you want to.
It's really bad.
It's no fun to just tolerate a video game. You can't play with somebody else. But as a one-player game, it looks really slick.
The speed and the control. I don't know where I am half the time. I give it a.
I liked it a lot.
I give it a 6.5.
I'd give it an 8. This is an 8 out of 10 for me.
All right.
So there's your cake.
This is.
So what'd you think of Pokemon Snap? Okay.
Basically, you get on this thing, and you have like these apples and bouncy balls and things that you throw at people to like fluster them. All the Pokemon. What's plural? What's Pokemon plural?
The Poke folks.
Mons. Poke folks. So you're throwing stuff at the Poke folks, and they, they could throw it at a Pokey thing, and he gets all mad and he chases you, and you have to take pictures. So it is kind of cool. I gotta admit, I've never played a game like this ever before. Now, there's probably reasons for this, but
Oh, come on, give me a break. The game's really cool. I mean, you're
it's kind of fun.
You're getting to surf through all these different locations. It's all 3D, polygonal-based environments.
It didn't really seem skewed to my age group, I gotta tell you. So I think it's a game for younger kids.
It's for kids.
But it is good. It's original.
Well,
It's easy to understand. You know what you do.
And it's totally addictive. You get used to going through these different worlds, and all these different creatures are hiding in all kinds of different places, and you get more points for the better the picture. That's classy. And if you take a nice picture where you get them in the middle of the screen, and they're nice and big, you get more points. And as you get more points, the more points total you get, you open up new worlds to explore. And it's a non-violent game, all right? So parents are gonna love that.
Well, you're just like throwing apples at birds and stuff. That's not violent.
That's not violent.
I think the game would have been a lot better. Instead of taking pictures, you had like a shotgun. That would have been cool. You could have went around the level shooting the Pokemon. That would have been fun.
Maybe the sequel, Poke Blast.
Poke Blast. I give it like a 7.3. I mean, I'm not rushing home to play it again, but it's an original game. It's something different, which I like to see.
7.3, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Okay, what'd you think of CNC Tiberian Sun for the PC?
What the hell is this? It's not possible. Punch up the main screen.
James Earl Jones does some voiceovers.
That's
Darth
really cool.
Vader doing some voiceovers. The coolest thing, the difference about this is that in this CNC version, the terrain is actually all real 3D stuff. It's
Finally, you can shoot out the cliffs and stuff, and you can get your guys to walk up the slopes that you build. Lakes freeze over, and you can drive across it, but then there'll be cracks in the ice and stuff.
Everybody I know is playing this game.
It's a great looking game.
It's a great looking game.
And much cooler than the old CNCs.
It looks amazing.
But you know what? It's not a big enough. It's not a revolution. It's not like Total Annihilation that was all full 3D and you could tilt around and do all that
Right.
stuff.
I mean, if you're expecting like a huge improvement over the CNC world, you're just not going to get it. But I think it's a very decent game. I give it a 9.3.
Wow, that's a huge score, man.
Yeah, I mean it's so fun and so addicting. The missions are amazing.
It is.
The
Tons
music,
of
the voice
worlds.
is amazing.
There are tons of levels.
The cutscenes are awesome, and they got James Earl Jones. There you go.
Anything
What
with
more do you
James
need?
Earl Jones in it.
Anything with James Earl Jones.
I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I think they could have pushed it a little harder, but it's still a good game. And PC real-time strategy fans are going to love this thing.
Cool.
What do you think of Ready to Rumble Boxing for the Dreamcast?
Now here's a fun, simple arcade game. All the characters are awesome. The sound is awesome. It's easy to get in and play. There were a few points where I kind of found it hard to punch some character. I didn't feel like I had 100% control here.
Oh, it's a wicked game. Midway seems to have a lock on all these arcade sports titles. Super fast, really cool characters. The polygon faces and stuff, all their animations, really funny.
You can train your boxers and everything. The training mode's cool. So
it's a gorgeous looking game too.
It's cool.
You know it's going to have a nice long lifespan.
It's fun, it's fast, we'll see a lot of it. The animation is amazing, characters.
Definitely want to pick up for the Dreamcast.
Best game on the Dreamcast, one of the best games. That and Soul Calibur.
Yeah, I'd agree. Okay, I'd give Ready to Rumble Boxing about a 9 out of 10. Excellent game. Check it out.
9.5.
How's your food?
Good.
All right.
Have some of that.
What is these things?
I don't know.
What?
Check, please.
Can I just write Electric Playground and that's good enough?
Hey, that's as good as gold.
We need about a week to get this thing fixed. Come back and see us then. Chainsaw! Chainsaw.
Financial assistance for the Electric Playground is provided by Sony Computer Entertainment, publishers of Jammer Lammy for the PlayStation. Activision, publishers of Battlezone 2. And Computech Media, publishers of Insight Video Games, Insight PC Games, and InsightGames.com. Watch for the premiere issues of the magazines coming October 26th. This classic episode of the Electric Playground was brought to you by P&P Games, your source for everything video games. Support the partners that support the Electric Playground. Thanks for watching, and play forever.